Lionel Messi and PSG, a stint that, in my opinion, hasn't been talked about enough and seems to have already been forgotten by many, just a year after it ended. When Messi first joined Paris Saint-Germain in the summer of 2021, it seemed like a dream move for both sides. PSG, a club with immense financial backing and ambitions of winning the Champions League, landed the greatest player of all time. Today we will try to understand what actually went wrong in this saga and how it was a disaster for both Messi and PSG. Before going further, I shall tell that I will try to stay as neutral as possible, and before jumping into conclusions we will briefly review the 2 seasons of Messi and PSG. 5th August 2021. The unthinkable had happened. Messi, after 21 years, had to leave Barcelona due to Barcelona financial problems. In few hours, reports start rolling in of Messi's potential new club. At last, Messi decides to join the famous French side Paris Saint-Germain, which is mostly famous for its 2 things. Number 1, money. Number 2, its obsession with winning in Champions League. Remember these 2 points as they will be very important later. For both Messi and PSG, this looked like a perfect transfer. For Messi, he was getting a high-paying contract of 30 million wage per year and a chance to prove he can perform out of Barcelona. For PSG, it looked like the final piece of puzzle to win the Champions League and end their curse of 0 Champions League and a chance to bring eyeballs to their club. Besides Messi, PSG went into the transfer market and signed the likes of Hakimi, Ramos, Donnarumma. This meant that PSG squad on paper was the most dangerous and was better than all of Europe. They created the trio named as MNM, which the world was going crazy to see, and many believed it would even be better than MSN. 6 days later, PSG uploads the video of Messi Day 1 in PSG on their official account. Messi receives a special welcome from PSG fans, a very special one indeed. Messi had a rocky start to the season with no goals in the first 7 matches, but majority didn't criticize him for that, as it takes time to adapt to a new team and league, and Messi also covered it up by scoring in beauty against Manchester City in the group stages of Champions League. As the season passed, Messi still was struggling to score in League 1, but in the Champions League group stages he was looking solid with 5 goals in 7 matches. PSG finished second in their group, narrowly edged by Manchester City from 1 point. In the round of 16, PSG were to face Real Madrid, an old enemy of Messi. 62-minute PSG receives a penalty. Mbappé gives it to Messi and chance to score and give PSG the lead. But Messi misses. This was the point where problems between Messi and PSG fans start. Even though PSG wins the first leg by a last-minute goal of Mbappé, many still started to criticize Messi. As for PSG fans, this miss was as painful as the Dembele miss against Liverpool for Barcelona fans, and this situation only got worse as on second leg Real Madrid pulled a comeback, knocking PSG out of the Champions League, and the whole team went to apologize to PSG ultras besides Messi and Neymar. Like I said before, PSG fans are very obsessed with Champions League because the league is not that strong, so they weren't going to let this penalty miss slip easily. In the next match against Bordeaux, Messi was booed and whistled by PSG fans. This was the point where the problems between Messi and the club started. The rest of the season went quiet, besides the fact that Messi scored the league winner for PSG. But anyways, the season ended with many claiming that it's the worst Messi season, or that Messi have aged now, as Messi's stats were nowhere near his previous seasons, only scoring 6 goals in the league and underperforming on other stats, besides assists as well. Now came the second season of Messi in PSG, but before continuing we have to see what PSG did on summer transfer market. PSG sacked Pochettino and many other players also were sold or released. On the transfer market, PSG knew they need backing on midfield, so they spent a total of 96 million euros on midfield only and signed some other youngsters as well. And another key thing which happened in this market was Mbappé and Madrid deal breaking on last minute, but that is not our topic. PSG signed Lille manager Gaultier and got their season started. The first half of season of both Messi and PSG looked solid as they destroyed Ligue 1 teams, and Messi scored many goals as well, and scoring 4 goals in group stages. PSG lost 0 group stage matches, but by miracle finished second in their group again. PSG were to face Bayern. Then came the World Cup. Messi performed very well and won the World Cup against France and Mbappé. This raised the expectations of PSG fans, and now they wanted Messi to perform the same way against Bayern, but Messi underperformed on both legs and PSG eventually got knocked out. At first Messi wasn't whistled or booed, and it looked like that Messi would renew with PSG, but something happened. Messi was delaying too much and didn't sign the renew, while on the other side PSG ultras were very only getting angrier, and then came 4th May 2023. All the relations were broken, and by now it was sure that Messi will leave PSG. Even though Messi continued to play well on Ligue 1, it didn't matter for ultras, and they kept whistling and booing Messi. On Messi last match for PSG, he scored the winner, and on title celebration he was booed again. And like this, the saga of Messi in PSG ended, and Messi left for Inter Miami on a free transfer. 75 matches, 64 goals and assists. Let's try to understand why PSG and its fans hated Messi so much. The best reason is expectations. As good as Messi is, fan expectations for him are so high they are completely unrealistic, to say it lightly. To many fans who don't watch the game closely, they only know that others tell them that Messi is a god of football. He should be able to win any match single-handedly and carry any team to win the World Cup and the Champions League single-handedly. Just insane expectations. A PSG fan might think, if Messi can carry Barca so many years so far in the Champions League, why couldn't he do that here? Honestly, the expectations for any team Messi is on is to win. All the time and everything, and before Messi joined, PSG reached finals and semi-finals in the Champions League and believed that Messi would help them in breaking their curse of Champions League. But PSG with Messi failed to go even further than round of 16 and accept it or not, but Messi stats in. PSG were not that great in comparison to his previous seasons. While Messi had moments of brilliance, particularly in his second season, it's clear that this chapter in his career never lived up to the extraordinary expectations set by his arrival. We should not forget that even though Messi had an awesome season, but it was for Argentina. In PSG, he still didn't shine in the Champions League, especially in knockout stages. Many fans also believe that Messi never looked interested to play for PSG, as Messi in holidays used to go to Barcelona, and even on pitch Messi never showed that thirst of winning like he showed for Argentina or Barcelona, and good example of that is when Mbappé scored. Look at Messi reaction. But was it all really Messi's fault that PSG didn't succeed? The answer to that is no. PSG had a bad midfield. Even though they spent money nooning these players, was a good playmaker. This caused Messi to drop into midfield a lot. PSG fans tend to blame Messi for the loss against Madrid, but they ignore the masterclass of Marquinhos and Donnarumma, due to which the comeback was started in the first place. I also believe bad luck played a huge part, because in both years PSG finished second in their group and got favourites of Champions League, causing the knockout so early. Overall, I believe if PSG ultras didn't whistle Messi and Messi would have stayed one more year, we could have seen Messi shine in PSG.